Good afternoon, I'm Ivy Reyes. This is Newsfeed Weekend. The nation and the world remembers Pope Francis as the late pontiff is finally laid to rest. Senatorial bet Erwin Tulfo visits former Vice President Leni Robredo in Naga City. Pope Francis was brought to his final resting place at the Basilica of St. Mary Major Saturday night, Philippine time. Over 150,000 people lined Rome streets as the funeral convoy passed through the ancient ruins of Rome, such as the Roman Forum and the Colosseum. A Pope mobile turned hearse brought the pontiff to his tomb, where it was raised to the crowd for a final goodbye. The Pope's coffin was also held for a few moments before the entrance to the Pauline Chapel before being brought to his tomb. Before this, a solemn requiem mass for the pontiff was held at St. Peter's Square at the Vatican. Pope Francis is the second pope to die in office in the 21st century, the first being St. John Paul II in 2005. He is also the first pope to be buried outside of the Vatican since Pope Leo XIII in 1903. President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. was among several world leaders who attended the funeral mass for Pope Francis at the Vatican. In a message on social media, the president said he intended the funeral of the late pontiff as a gesture of deep respect from Filipinos to a pope who is close to Filipinos' hearts. Marcos added that he wanted to represent every Filipino who would have wanted to thank the pope for making them feel seen. The Philippines is one of two predominantly Catholic countries in Asia. The chief executive also met current U.S. President Donald Trump and former U.S. President Joe Biden during the funeral. The president was accompanied to the trip by First Lady Liza Araneta Marcos. Huaraynons never forgot the Pope's mercy and compassion when it visited Leyte after it was devastated by Super Typhoon Yolanda. This time, they give tribute through masses commemorating the Pope's life and legacy on the day of his funeral. Zandro Ochona reports.
Tacloban residents gathered again Saturday afternoon for two masses to celebrate Pope Francis's life that made it memorable for Tacloban residents. In 2015, the pontiff visited the Philippines a year early than his scheduled trip. Pope Francis, a known climate change advocate, wanted to spend time with survivors after Super Typhoon Yolanda killed 6,000 residents. The Pope gave a predominant Catholic country hope.
Naalala natin yung pagpunta niya rito 10 years ago sa aftermath ng Yolanda. Hindi tayo iniwan. Tumayo siya dito, kasama natin. Pinalakas ng loob natin dito, hindi na sa Tacloban, pero sa buong Pilipinas. Sa halip ng lahat ng mga trahedya, dapat huwag lang tayo mawala ng pag-asa at tiwala sa ating Diyos.
With another looming typhoon threatening to disrupt his visit, the Pope did not waver. Donned in a yellow raincoat, wind blowing his hood, the Pope celebrated the Holy Mass at the tarmac of their destroyed airport.
We will never forget those moments. Those are very memorable moments carved in our hearts and in our memories.
It is with what we do when we're living that truly makes us memorable to those who will be leaving behind. Just like Pope Francis to Tacloban residents. Zandro Ochona, Billionario News Channel.
In other news, another Senate bet of the administration-backed Alianza para sa Bagong Pilipinas visits former Vice President Leni Robredo in Naga City. ACT-CIS Representative Erwin Tulfo visited Robredo Saturday and thanked him for assisting Angat Buhay's disaster relief efforts. Tulfo in turn recognized Robredo's aim to help and cooperate with government regardless of political affiliations. Tulfo was a staunch critic of Robredo during her term as vice president. Robredo earlier endorsed Tulfo's colleagues in Alianza, former Senator Manny Pacquiao and former DILG Chief Ben-Hur Abalos. A quick check on today's weather. State Weather Bureau Pag-asa raised a thunderstorm warning early this morning in Laguna, Batangas, and Quezon. Expect moderate to heavy rainfall with lightning and strong winds. Residents are advised to stay alert and safe from flash floods and landslides. Meanwhile, those in Ilocos Norte, Pangasinan, and La Union can feel intense heat, as temperatures in the provinces will range today from 42 to 43 degrees Celsius. Subic and Zambales, Bulacan, and Tarlac, meanwhile, will experience 42 degrees heat. In just 2 days, Filipino boy band SB19 achieves yet another feat as their newest single, Dungka, hits 1 million views on YouTube. Some members of indie folk pop band Ben and the unkawagable star Vice Ganda. Released on April 20. And those are the news this hour. I'm Ivy Reyes. Stay tuned. Billionaire News Channel is on Free TV 31, Cignal Channel 24, Converge 74, and SkyCable Channel 33. Also, check our website, bnc.ph. Good afternoon.